Hi.
Right. How
Yes.
are things for you today other than really cold?
Um, I'm not feeling 100%, so that's about where I'm at. And it's not cold anymore. It's really nice out because I know that because I had to drive someone who had to be at school by 7:25 this morning.
Ew, that's disgusting.
It was a little early.
My child could never make it to school for 7:25.
Mm.
I don't think even if her life depended on it. So there's that.
Yeah, we even picked people up and had to drive in the opposite direction.
Very kind of you.
Because last in the fall, when I was teaching so much, I leaned on that family a lot. So now I'm assuaging my guilt.
By picking up a little bit extra now. Well,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. It's like a balance.
Yeah, definitely.
And how are you today?
I'm pretty good. I turned 48 yesterday, so
What? What?
um,
Happy birthday to
we're good.
think
We're
I'll
good.
finish later. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Hey, it's why I have like random people in my calendar that I don't even know anymore, like strangers as
Yeah,
their
yeah.
birthday, and I don't even know how to get them out. Like every year I kind of delete them.
I think the calendar does that automatically. If someone has shared their like profile with you or something, then it just leaves it in there forever as long as they're a contact.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I just have a memory for things. So I have people's birthdays memorized from like grade 3, for example.
Oh, see, I couldn't even tell you. I know my mom's birthday, but have no idea how old she is or what year she was born.
Oh, interesting.
I only know mine because it's on like a day. It's
Yeah.
attached to something.
Yeah. No, I remember everybody's. So, and that's okay. Most people don't remember other people's, I think.
No, but you know what? I think it's really important. I'm putting it in my calendar right now.
Okay, great. I'm happy. I'm so happy.
I would like to hear from you. Okay, you can partake in some part or all.
Okay.
So wrap up 47, look forward to 48.
Okay. Well, 47 was good, I think, relatively speaking. My son moved away to university, but it's going great for him. We got to take the kids to Taylor Swift in Europe, which was amazing in the spring. And Juliet booked lots of shows. You see how a lot of this is about my children?
I was noticing that.
What did I accomplish?
Well, no, you don't have to
Nothing.
accomplish. You could just feel, be, right?
Yeah. Well, I think I've been feeling and being for too many years now, and the guilt of that is now overwhelming.
What do you mean by that? Feeling and being for too many years and the guilt is overwhelming. What does that mean?
It means I have not had a paying real job in a lot of years, and our household could definitely use that. So 48 is about me figuring out how to make some money again.
You've opened up a big topic
Mm-hmm.
because value in our world, right? The world that we live in is ascribed in different ways. There's kind of fundamentally, it's like, can you pay your bills, right? It's like financial.
Yep.
And then there's all the like words and feelings that we talk about running a house, looking after children, right? That, oh, this just gets into so much stuff because what you do is so meaningful, right? And I say that with like a bit of an asshole tone, but it's like true. But also, we don't attach anything financial to it. It makes it real tough to be proud of those things in a sense because it's like feel good, but it doesn't translate into okay, but really, what have you done?
Yeah, no. It's multi-layered for sure. There are a lot of things that I do accomplish on a daily basis.
Yeah, including how those kids are booking shows and succeeding at school.
I know.
Right? They didn't just blossom into that.
No, for sure. And Juliet couldn't do the acting thing if I were not available all the time as the chaperoning parent, because you always have to have a parent on set with you.
Yeah.
That is the law. So she couldn't earn money and have this career path if I weren't there. However, it does mean that I can't choose a 9 to 5 normal job. Not that I want that anyway.
No.
So it's a really convenient reason for me not to get a steady job, but I wouldn't want a steady job anyway.
No, you're like me.
Yeah.
I do not thrive in steady jobs.
No. I did it for a number of years when I was younger, but I don't love it. And I mean, we owned our own business, which in theory was a steady job, but it was also like, for better or for worse, I had to be there every day. And sometimes that was a weight, but anyway, but then the money was our own. So yeah, so 48 has started with a significant amount of guilt because I'm like, okay, we sold our store 9 years ago now.
What? Amy, is it speeding up?
Yeah, I was 39. So now I feel like, okay, in the last 9 years, I have not done much in terms of contributing financially to the household. And you can say, well, you raised the children and fed your family and all these great things. And I do that really well. However, I am a smart person and I should be earning money and I would like to earn money. And my poor husband has been working his ass off for the last 6 years, I guess, since he got back into film, and he is exhausted. So I bear that weight. Yeah.
It's real tough because we were very there's similarities where almost all, a significant portion of mine and my husband's energy in terms of work has been his. Yeah. Mine was always supplementary on the side.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I understand guilt because I can't really complain about how much energy he gives work because without his work, right, life doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So then you kind of bottle it up, right, which that doesn't usually work. And then it's just it's a true guilt.
Oh, yeah. Huge.
It's funny. You make these, they're arrangements in a sense, but they're almost unspoken. And in my case, it just things sort of happened versus a conversation about how life would look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think for us, because when we first were together, we both made roughly the same amount of money. I had a government job and he was newly working in film, and we got married young, and living in Saskatchewan, we had a decent amount of money. And then we ran the business together. And so all of our money was intertwined completely because we both earned the same because we earned it together for 10 years.
Yeah.
Then it kind of just happened that after we sold the business and moved away, we made some choices financially. And at some point he had to go back to work in film because that's all he knew. And he hadn't done it for a number of years, but his career has progressed here so fast. It's been amazing. So he's now a cinematographer, and that's a great position. Unfortunately, it's not a great paying position anymore, not like back in the old days. And yeah, so he works a 13, 14-hour day, and it's now where we live is way more expensive. Our kids' university is costing us a fortune, inflation, all the things. And it's just not sustainable for him to keep up this pace. And we're not saving anymore for the future. So that's and it feels like it's my fault.
Oh,
well, it is partly because if I had got a job, we would have more income and we wouldn't be in that position. So whether I like it or not, that burden of guilt really does fall to me.
Well, but everybody everybody has agency.
Yeah.
Including him, right?
Yes.
So I'd be curious. We don't have to ask him, but we ascribe our own interpretations of what someone else is thinking, feeling.
Oh no, he literally tells me, I need you to get a job. I can't do this alone.
But in terms of guilt, I wonder if he feels guilt, right? Or my husband feels guilt for choosing a path that all of a sudden you're there and you're like, oh, this isn't what I'd hoped for or wanted.
Yeah.
You feel guilty about that? About setting the course that way? Or
I think he certainly feels guilty that he can't earn more to be able to support us without me having to work. But that's just how his job is, right? You can't choose it. That's what it pays. So
yeah, I think my husband probably feels, I don't know, guilty, annoyed, irritated, something, maybe guilty, but because of the profession that he's in, they're licensed by province.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of kneecaps you.
Yeah.
To move to other opportunities or do things like that. But you don't know what you don't know when you're young.
No.
Or the way things shift, right? Nobody could have foreseen that the job your husband's doing, right, that the pay would change that dramatically, that those things are valued in a different way.
Yeah.
Nobody could have, whatever. We didn't know there was this ridiculous financial kind of inflation coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying though, because like my inclination, and I think yours is like, and probably women's, right? Our inclination is to kind of like power back through all that stuff and pick out where we went wrong.
Yeah, totally. Which isn't healthy, doesn't help, doesn't change anything. So why, right? Like,
yeah, I wonder why I guess evolutionary, right? Like, well, when we went over there to catch what would we be catching? Like a bison, maybe?
Sure.
Bison always seems like a plural. What's the singular of bison? One bison? One bison.
Bison. It's just bison?
Doesn't it seem like I'm saying like a lot of them?
A bison.
When we were catching our bison and we fell in the cliff or something, fell off the cliff, we'd be like, oh, okay, yes, must not go in that direction. It must be evolutionarily useful to feel guilt.
It must be, yeah.
Well, maybe we should just like lean in to accepting it.
I guess so. And maybe it's just the evolution of our consciousness over time, right? That like we have such unawareness now. And because we're not like running around trying to catch bison to feed ourselves and our families. Yeah, we have a lot more time to think and stew on everywhere we've gone wrong.
That's why I like shoveling snow.
Yes.
I like doing a physical labor.
Yeah.
And I think about my mom. Like, she absolutely loves going out in the tree line, and she will amass piles of branches like almost as high as a small bungalow. And I'm like, hey, how old are you? As I said, I don't know. But
in her 70s.
Yes. I think it might be 70. Well, no, see, I can't say that. But she'll pile these branches and I'm like, you're in your 70s. What are you doing? And she loves it. And I bet it's part of that, right? Like work ethic, physical labor, get out of your head.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love to bake things. Like if I'll be like, oh, I'll bake sourdough bread, you know, then I feel a false sense of accomplishment at the end of the day because I did accomplish something, but it's not something that I needed to accomplish, right? It's like great that there's fresh bread, but it's not necessary to have fresh bread.
Okay, but like what do we actually need, really? Food,
shelter.
So you are producing food.
Yeah.
You're producing food that is, I would guarantee, a better tasting and probably better for you than if you went and bought it.
For sure. But if I went and bought a $10 loaf of sourdough at the artisanal bakery and I earned a few $100s in a day, it would be a lot better, Kristen.
My husband always used to say to me, what is your time worth?
Yes, exactly.
And that was a concept I just couldn't wrap my head around for years. I'm like, what? Oh. Like, because he would want to hire someone to do some task around the house. And I come from people who drag around branches right out of the tree line. So I'm
100%.
If we can do this thing, we should do this thing. And I remember him using that line on me so often. What is my time worth? I could be working or I could be doing this. What makes more sense? And I was like, oh.
Yeah. No. And that's the problem. I think we both were raised to like do things ourselves. Mm-hmm. And our time, it's like but we can do this. It's like a pride thing, right? Like, why would we hire someone?
And if I can, I should.
Exactly.
Like if I know how to do this, if I know how to make bread, I love making bread.
Yeah.
And if I go to the store and buy loaves of bread, I feel insane guilt over that.
Yep.
Like crazy guilt that I'm making people eat bread out of a plastic bag.
Yeah. That's like subpar ingredients and
I'm basically murdering you.
Yeah, pretty much. So bake some bread, Kristen. Jesus.
My doorbell just rang. Speak of the devil, it was my mother.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
And you had to send her away?
Yeah. I'm like, sorry, I'm in a meeting. I did feel a tinge of guilt about that. It is a meeting.
You know what? It is a meeting. And here's the thing, Kristen. If I'm to make any money this year, it all hinges on this podcast.
Oh, right.
No guilt. No guilt. No pressure.
Okay. No pressure.
Yeah.
Then really bare your whole soul. Bear it. Because that's the only way. Vulnerability. Wounded. I'm kidding. Yeah. But I think, like, honestly, I feel like we could do an entire 5 years worth of podcasts just talking about this exact thing. Because you grow up, you're not fully formed and shaped. You're just sort of a mass of, competing things. You're getting degrees and wanting to travel and then falling in love and then having babies and falling in love with the babies. And, there's points where we make choices.
Mm-hmm.
Get a job or should I stay home? And I remember none of my options either felt or turned out to be really good ones.
Yeah.
Like I did go back to work in a job because that's like we needed it.
Yeah.
And I think I had the 2 kids. Yes. And I remember I was kind of in charge of paying for daycare. Like it was back in the day. I think it was checks. I think I'd write checks.
Yeah. For sure.
So I did deal with these checks, and it was one of the first jobs that like kind of an official job, like in an office with a parking spot and a door and all that stuff, and like a decent salary. It was not terrible. And my first check would be deposited, and then of course it's like has everything taken off of it. And it didn't cover the daycare fees. Like I had to pay an additional $20 for daycare.
So what was the point of going to work?
Well, and then I would drive, because I got one more of those checks in the month. But it was like basically I was working
okay.
half.
Okay. Half. Mm-hmm.
Right? And maybe future thoughts of like CPP and unemployment insurance. But then I would drop those 2 kids off, and it was horrible. It was absolutely the worst years of my life because they didn't want to go. I didn't want them to go. They would cry. I would cry. Everyone was always sick.
Yeah.
Everyone was always tired. And like just thinking about it, I actually feel like kind of ragey about, and I can't even remember. I think we were renovating. Oh yeah, that's what happened. We were renovating and things just went off the wall. We had a bad contractor and it was very bad.
Yeah.
But like that, I allowed myself to get into that kind of circumstance because like it probably cost us actual money.
Yeah.
For me to work, right?
Yeah. Well, you think about driving to and from, the lunches out because you didn't have time to pack one.
Right? Like,
everything.
And the wear and tear on my kid. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around, like, you see, like, women have to work for economies, like as if we're just a cog in the wheel of capitalism. At the same sense that it's like, well, women should be able to work.
Absolutely.
But then it's a real fucked up choice that you're making because you have children to then not raise them. Like, right? And I know all the arguments about, but like the most important time is the time that you spend with them at home. Even if that is literally at most 3 hours out of every 24 where people are awake. Yeah. Like it just, like the logic doesn't work for me.
Yeah. But then why does it always fall to the mother, right?
Well, because like my mom was trained she was educated as a teacher. Yeah. And got married, had me. And I don't know what mat leave was, but I think it was like very minimal. Well, if you're nursing, which she wasn't, but also, right? Like I think of friends of mine they're self-employed. Yeah. And don't have mat leave and they're back at work pumping. Yeah. Or like I think it does fall to women because it like kind of biologically, logically makes sense. Yeah. Like it actually just does. And maybe
when kids are little, but what happens when they get older and physically they no longer require you to feed them or, it's like.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
I mean, and I know for you and I, we both liked mothering.
Oh, did we?
Well, how do I say this? We felt that we were the best ones for the job. Yeah. In a controlling way, I guess. I wouldn't have trusted someone else to mother my children for me.
Yeah. And I trusted other people. And sometimes maybe they were really amazing. And sometimes they were shit. Yeah. But
we had the luxury of choice to a point.
But it's a funny world. Maybe in like, I don't know how long evolution takes, 1 million years. Like it won't matter. But I don't think the choices, and I think we've talked about this on this pod before, but when women came and talked about these things in my women's studies classes, I remember just being like, that is so stupid. Yeah. And now I'm like, I didn't see then that the choices being presented as choices, like feminist choices or not feminist choices, none of them were very good. No. Because we live in the world that we live in.
And we live in human bodies that, biologically only produce children for so many years of our lives. So.
And
and if you want to go down that road, well.
like instead of yammering on constantly. And I like this is one of those moments, like when I think about stuff where you come to like a realization, right, about something. And then you're old enough that you realize that no one gives a shit. And actually people are it's not worth your time to even discuss it. But we pour all of this energy into funding daycare spot, right, in Canada. And I'm always like, okay, why don't we fund women? I don't want a fucking spot.
Yeah.
That $10 a day daycare is not what would have made my life and my children's life better. Yeah. So fund daycare or fund my family or however that looks. So I can stay home with my kids and then build a world where your kids are whatever, like aim for, I don't know, 5 or 6 when they enter school, right? Instead of like, now we have junior kindergarten, now we have junior kindergarten, right? Like fund them being at home and then build a world where women enter the workforce now. Now you've had your kids, you're younger, now go to work. I don't know.
Yeah, but what happens as a single mother when you don't have that partner?
That's another thing. Well,
right? Because you can't fund somebody enough to raise a child alone.
Then where's the dad?
Well, I mean, in some situations, it's just what it is, right? Like they've either chosen or sometimes there's not a choice, right? So if you were a single young mom that has no other parent in the picture, that's where funded daycare works because the option is, I guess, to stay home and collect welfare. Well, a lot of people don't want to do that and you won't get ahead that way. So, it makes sense then to have the funded daycare spots. I think we go about it wrong, though. I know in Europe, it's a lot different. Like they fund childcare from like as soon as you're done your nice cushy mat leave or however long you want to be at it. But it's like funded from like 2 years and up in France kind of thing. Actually, sooner if you want to go back to work sooner. So, but it's run much better. You have like, it's not private daycare or this daycare. It's like all state funded, all great food and outdoor time. And, we don't do that in North America. It's that's a whole other.
Well, I wonder if in Canada, it's like, and that's where I'm always curious, right? Like the Europe model. Is it because ours is like province to province?
Yeah.
Like I'd be curious, right? Is it like the French country that does all of this and then it's the same throughout all the different areas of France?
It is because it's more their funding, their social funding is at a federal level. I mean, but that's just how their belief system is too. Like that,
right.
Healthcare is funded, daycare is funded. Like they're just better at that generally.
Yeah, we're not very good at anything right now.
I think the other thing too, because like I would have liked to have been home with my kids. Funnily enough, having our business meant that I did not get mat leave with our kids, but I could bring them to our business every day. Yeah, was it easy to do that and be nursing a kid while I'm ringing people through a till? No.
Not at all.
But at least I didn't have to be separated from them.
Yeah.
But I met someone the other day, Juliet's on a movie and it's all women cast. And the one is a mom of 6-year-old twins, 6 or 7, something like that. Anyway, and she worked on a movie with Juliet just before Christmas. And so was gone for a couple weeks then. And I was like, oh, are the kids, are they sad you're gone again? She was like, oh yeah. She's like, especially my daughter. And she's like, I have so much guilt over that. She's like, but like, I want to model for her what a working mom looks like and a person following their dream and, being an actor and all the things. And she's home with her dad and her grandparents and it's all fine. But she's like, I feel that so deeply. But interestingly, the one other actor, she was like, has a 9-year-old son. And she was like, nope, I feel no guilt. She's like, this is like what a strong woman looks like. And my son is learning that. And she's like, I never was the person who wanted to be at home. Like from the time he was a baby, like I only, 6-7 months old, she was back working. And she was like, I remember the first time I came back where I'd been gone for a little bit and my mom was holding him and I reached for him and he looked at me and then he buried himself in my mom and wouldn't come to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, did you cry? She was like, no. I thought, screw you. You're just messing with my head right now. And I was like, oh, I would have cried. We have so that's the thing. Like my feelings on motherhood.
Why does she have kids?
I mean, she loves them. But a lot of people would argue that like you're still a person first. I don't know. It's such a moral discussion about how you view things. To me, I'm like, well, I brought these children into the world, so now I have to nurture them as best I can. But other people are like, no, I have to show them and model for them what a successful, strong person is that's following their heart, their dream, whatever. It's interesting.
I'll play devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
A successful, strong person, extraneous of the fact that you decided to get pregnant, give birth, and keep a child, right? Like, where's the attachment? Where's the parenting? Where's the messy, shitty business of it? Like, literally shitty and figuratively. That's part of that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you separate that out. And what are you modeling? Do whatever you want, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's something I would have previously probably judged quite a bit, but I've been really working on lately, just like people don't all feel how I feel. We're individuals, and I have to be okay with the fact that that's, like her child is loved, he's well cared for. They have family that helps when she goes to work, and so that's just their experience of child rearing, right? So I'm like, if it works for them, this kid seems well adjusted and happy, whatever. I even think about back in the day, wealthy people, nobility that would go on trips on boats for months at a time and not see their children or, and didn't even rear them. It's like those people didn't mother.
No.
So I mean,
judge that in my devil's advocate way, just the same.
Yeah. But it's also like, why are we suddenly now the experts on this, right?
Because I think I can be a bit of an expert. I have 3 kids. I think we deserve to be experts, right?
Yeah. But as things change over the course of history, roles naturally have to change potentially or evolve.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like we're living in the middle of it, and I hope it comes out like in a better place. Like, you hope that, but like that's such a long game, and it's certainly not the game that I'm in or even our kids, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be in the same weeds that we are a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm always curious too, like, if we were independently wealthy, if money was not an object and it, what would I do with my days? What would that look like? Right.
Right.
And I would definitely 100% be baking sourdough. I would probably read a lot of books.
Yeah.
I love to travel. We'd be seeing the world. But yeah, raising kids, I would have been, but it is exhausting, but I would have been with my kids all the time still.
Yeah.
And now that they're older, I would still opt to be there for them. But I mean, I have lots of friends who are recently divorced or not so recently divorced and who've had to navigate that world of like being a stay-at-home mom, spending 100% of the time with their kids to every other week. They switch off and go to dad's.
Oh, that made my stomach hurt, and my kids are.
Yeah, it makes me feel sick about it. But I also know you have to do the best that you can do with the situation and circumstances you're given. So you don't always have a choice.
No, absolutely not. That one's heartbreaking.
Yeah. So then you have to pour what you can when you don't have the kids into your career or whatever it is that's fulfilling you, right? You have to look for things to fill that void in that time. So yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but I do know that I need to get a job.
Okay. You just said pour energy into baking, reading.
Yeah.
Right. But you said reading, like you're a creator, and that's why you don't like being in an office job, I think. Right. Mm-hmm. Like one of the reasons.
Yeah.
So you have to be making, whether that's bread or but making, that's you. Or refining. You're such a good editor. Do you love editing?
I do love that. But then I'm like, oh, well, I'm not trained at that, so I can't do that.
I'm not trained. I do it. I just spent my whole morning doing it.
For pay? Oh, well.
I've downloaded and paid for the first module of the course, and every year I have to email them and say, hey, I can't find this file that I bought in like 2018. And they're like, oh yeah, that's no good anymore. We'll honor your commitment.
Oh my gosh.
Great.
I did do a proofreading course a few years ago through Simon Fraser through SFU.
Okay. So
but it doesn't give you any kind of certification. It was just for fun. And then if you wanted to do some type of certification, well, I mean, for fun for me.
No, but if like they gave you, like you paid for something and that you got nothing.
Well, I mean, I got the course, but if you wanted to do a certificate in this type of study.
Canada, like, I bet you could just challenge all the exams.
Oh,
right?
God, no.
Pay for them, but like challenge them, you'd pass.
I don't think so. I feel like I don't know enough. I don't. No. I know a little bit about a lot of things, and some things I know quite a bit about, but I'm willing to admit that there's a lot I don't know. I could bullshit my way through just about anything.
Okay, so looking at, what did you say? You're 48.
48. Yeah.
2 years away from 50.
Yeah.
That's a nice chunk of time to get to 50, right?
That's what I feel like a lot of people start things late.
Yeah, they sure do. And when they do, I think they start them better.
I hope so.
Oh, I believe it. One good thing that my mom does when she's not dragging around branches is bring me library books. And she has brought me so many books written, like first publications when a woman is like 85, 90.
Amazing.
Beautiful. So that's her way of encouraging me. Because when I had a goal when I was 38 of publishing by the time I was 40. Well, I am now 51.
Yeah, but you have, I mean, maybe not a physical book, but you've published.
No,
you've published lots of things on the internet and on
in my head.
Well, it does. Because these days people don't care about physical books. If they can read it on the internet, that's published. I know what you mean, but remember your Wattpad book? That was such a good book. I feel like that. I still don't know the ending of that book. I'd love to know.
I know it in my head, and I start it again every once in a while if I feel really inspired, because they're all in there. They all are.
Maybe we should make a screenplay out of your Wattpad book. That would actually be
so good, and we'd have to go to location.
Oh yeah, fair.
We'd have to.
That would be costly.
But a write-off.
Well,
why don't you help me with that? Because I've got so much of that.
Yeah, that's tempting. Maybe we should look at that.
Like, but they're alive and you're good. Okay.
Maybe that's where we can make some money.
Well, and especially like for that target audience, like I look at my kids and what they read and I'm like, oh my gosh, they were reading someone. Did you just hear what I said?
I know who you were saying. Good old Colleen Hoover has the teenage year.
Oh, and I'm like, this is crap. And they're like, like they buy it all. And
doesn't matter.
Iterations of stuff like hers. And I know we're better than that. And they will read better writing. They just don't have access to it. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, there was that. Have you seen that The Quarterback and Me or QB and Me, whatever it is? It was like a Wattpad sensation, supposedly, but they made a movie out of it. It was filmed in Victoria. And we know a couple of the actors, the young people that were in it, playing teenagers that were in their early 20s, of course. And they just announced that they're making a sequel or a second one or whatever to it. So
is Wattpad still around?
Apparently, I didn't realize it was. That's why I was like, what about your Wattpad book?
Yeah, that's hilarious. I haven't thought of like the Wattpad, like where it came from.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, like years.
Yeah. I honestly didn't think it was a thing. I only knew about it because of you. So then when I saw something recently that was like the Wattpad sensation, blah, 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 I was like, what? Really? That's a thing still? And I was like, Kristen better finish her book.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently maybe TikTok got it exciting for people.
There's book talk, TikBook, something. My kids, I'm always like, ugh, because there's like all kinds of courses. Like if you want to get good on book talk, I just am terrible. I hate it. Like I've looked at TikTok once, and I was like, this is horrendous. But I also am not good with like I don't want to see something stupid. I can waste, like I'm not saying I don't waste time. I can waste time like nobody's business.
Yeah.
But that is not it does not speak to me. And then I'm like, do I have to get good at this stuff? And right, there's yes, you do, even if you don't like it. And then there's people who are like, I don't do it. And look at me. I'm super famous, right? Or making lots of money.
Yeah, but I think the easier path to making lots of money these days is to embrace all of these modalities. Yeah. Which is why we're having a podcast. And now we're going to have to put snippets of our smiling faces and words onto TikTok.
Yeah. And you have to let me be controversial when I say things like, if you're going to have a fucking baby, look after the fucking baby.
I just don't want to get hate mail. I don't want people to hate us. This is my problem. I'm a people pleaser. I don't like to be hated.
Well, they can just specifically hate me.
Okay. I'll be like, that's Kristen.
You can add all the nuance, right? All the thoughtful comments where you say things like, I'm just accepting people where they're at.
I do.
Like, I'm not. I'll take that baby away.
Oh my God. Do I have to edit this out now?
No.
I'll leave it in. We'll see what happens.
Happy fucking birthday.
Exactly. Anyway, my goal for 48 is to basically, I'm no longer going to wallow in the guilt and let it overwhelm me and paralyze me, because that's essentially what's happened for the last 6 years. Is like the guilt of this has been so heavy on me that it makes me run and hide instead of like going, how could I make money? What could I do? What do I like to do? I think about it all the time. What do I like to do? What could I? And then I close up because I'm like, there's too many things. I can't pick one. I need to make money tomorrow. Goodbye. And then I just like shut down. So my goal this year.
You're not gonna wallow. You're going to use it as like a motivator. You're going to use it as kindling.
Yeah.
The guilt, because you can't get rid of it, because then we don't have a podcast. Okay.
Oh no,
I don't have enough episodes for you to be like, okay, guilt is done.
I will never run out of guilt. Don't you worry. There's endless supplies, replenishing constantly.
It'll change. It'll be like, I'm so rich. I've made so much money. Amy will say, I don't know. I feel so guilty not giving more of it away.
Yeah. I'll be like Oprah, where I'm like, you get a car and you get a car. And then I'll be like, God, I haven't given enough cars away. I'm still too rich.
Yeah. The guilt will still consume you.
From your lips to God's ears. May it be so. I feel so guilty flying my private jet when the world is burning. Oh, well.
Yes. Yes.
I have to get to that island retreat, and I don't want to take commercial airlines.
Yeah, because we're on location.
We're on location in Turks and Caicos, shooting our Wattpad film. Yeah,
we're calling it Amy.
Yeah, love it.
Okay, do you have to go drive someone?
I do. Yeah. So now I feel guilty that I have to wrap up already, but I got to go pick up a kid, and she's already texting me furiously, going, "When are you coming?" Ooh. Even though I specifically said I will finish at 12:15 and I will be there for you around 12:30.
Yeah, mine don't listen to words like that either.
No, nobody wants.
I know it's funny because you shouldn't feel guilty, but you do.
Yep, sure do.